Hello friends, and in this video we will talk about how to do the analysis using I.D.M.A.S. Based on whatever inputs we have done in the expense tracker and in your payments tracker, we will do the analysis. So on the main screen, on the main menu, you see this button which says Payments Analysis. You need to click on Payments Analysis. And after you click on Payments Analysis, another window opens up, which is basically the I.D.M.A.S Analytics section. So based on whatever we inputted in the Payments Analysis section, you will see the amounts in the form of a graph. So how to read this graph over here? So it gives you various options also, whether you want to select. Currently we just got 1 year, that is the reason it would make not much difference if you select 2020 or year. By default it is on year. The client, select the client. So right now if you select client 1, you will see client 1 only made a payment of 10,000 rupees in the month of March. Similarly, if you select client 2 made a payment of 50,000 rupees in the month of January. Similarly, client 3 made a payment of 45,000 rupees in the month of September. Here you will see the summary. So total payment for whatever selections you make on this side, you will see the total amount month on month and also the final amount here. Similarly, if you click on reset graph, everything will be unchecked. It will basically come back to its original state. So overall, if you look at the payments received monthly, I see 50,000, 10,000 and 45,000 is the amount that was received from different clients, and the total amount we received is 1,05,000. Here are the 3 graph options you have. You got the trend line, so this is basically the trend line graph or the simple bar graph. The second one is the waterfall chart. So waterfall chart is basically how to read this graph. So this is your starting point in the month of January and this is your ending point in the month of December. So how did you travel to this? So it is basically a form of a staircase or a waterfall kind of a graph. So first month it was 50,000. Then in the month of March it was 10,000, and then in the month of September you got 45,000 more. So that is how you read the information. The information is basically the same, but the only difference is in what graph are you comfortable with. In the finance world, people normally use the waterfall chart. Similarly, the last form is the tree map chart. This is a relatively very easy form of graph wherein you just see the total lump sum figure 50, 45 and 10, and based on the proportion the graph area is given. So 50,000 is a bigger area, whereas 45,000 is slightly less than 50,000. That is the reason it will have a slightly less smaller areas, and then 10,000 is the smallest. So that is how you read it. You click on the home button again and you go back to the main menu. Now based on the inputs or the entries that we made in the expenses tracker, let us click on expense tracker and see what we have. Similar kind of a window. So over here it gives us an option of selecting the year. Right now we only have 2020, so even if you make 2020 it will not change, but if you had 2021, 2022, you click on those years, you will get the data accordingly getting updated. So for now let us just keep it on the first option, which is year. Then it gives us 2 options over here, cash payment or account payment. You uncheck this, it will show you how much of this expense that we did is basically an account payee expense. Similarly, if you click this and you check this, it will show you cash payment, how much spending have we done. Similarly, on the right hand side you will see the total overall. So 3,000 in the month of June, you see this over here, 1,500 in the month of July, and 10,000 was spent in the month of August, and 500 rupees was spent in the month of September. Total 15,000. Again, what you could do is you could select waterfall and it will show you, or the tree map. Now in this section over here, now you will be able to understand what this graph is all about. So again, 10,000, the biggest chunk is spent over here is 10,000, which was spent in the month of August. Then after that the second biggest was spent 3,000, which is in the month of June. Then July you spent 1,500, and then after that 500. So now let us just try to get into a more simple graph that could be understood, say trend line chart, and then let us try to see where exactly did we spend all this 15,000. The first option that we see over here on the left hand side, which says related to, click on employee related. You click on employee related and you will see that in the month of August we spent 10,000 for something related to employees. Similarly, client related, click on client related. In the month of September again we had a spend of 500. Vendor related, we spent 1500 in the month of July for vendor related payments, and office related there was 3000 expense done in the month of June. So that is how you basically understand how to use the expenses analysis. Return home and then let us find out what this last statement is, the business statement. So the business statement is a very critical statement. All the payments that you receive is basically plus the money is coming in to your account, and the expenses is basically all the money that is going out. So your plus and your minus together, when you do it, that is where you come and understand you understand what is your profit and loss. So the business statement is going to give you month on month how are you doing. Let's click on business statement. After you click on business statement, again few options. You see cash payment, you see account payment, then you see payments, and then you see expenses, and here is the graph. So how to read this graph? So basically it says 50,000 in the month of January. So it says after spending all the money and probably the payments that you got, you are at a profit of 50,000 in the month of January. In the month of February it says 0, so probably because you do not have any spending or you do not have any payments, or probably the spending and the payment both were same. In the month of March again it shows 10,000 positive. In the month of June you have a negative 3,000 rupees, so that means you spent more than what you earned in the month of June. And similarly in the month of July, if you cannot read it here, you can always come over here. In the month of July there was a 1,500 negative again. In the month of August there was a loss of 10,000 rupees, and September you were at a profit of 44,500. October, November, December, zeros. So overall, when we look into the overall health of your business, it says in the year of 2020 you are still at a profit of 90,000 rupees. Now let us see what the waterfall chart does. You click on this. Month of Jan it is 50,000, Feb it was 0, March again you earned 10,000, April, May there was nothing, June you were less by 3,000. So that is the reason the waterfall chart shows a trend downwards. Then again in the month of July you had 1,500 negative, and in the month of August you are at 10,000 negative. But again in the month of September you are up by 44,500. And finally this and this is where you are today. So 90,000 is your total earning so far. Similarly, what you can do is you can just check out how much is your cash payment. You can uncheck this, you can see how much of cash payments or petty cash you have. So I can go back to the home menu and you're back into the main menu of your screen. So friends, I hope you found this video useful. And in case if you have any further comments or you have any questions related to I.D.M.A.S, please do put your comments below.